My girlfriend sat across from me at our tiny kitchen table, stirring her coffee without looking up. The steam rose between us like a barrier I couldn't cross. Outside, rain pattered against the window of our rented flat in Manchester, the kind of gray afternoon that made everything feel heavier. "I can't do this anymore," she said finally, her voice flat but edged with something final. "My parents, they've laid it out clearly. They won't support us if we stay together. Financially, emotionally, none of it." I set my mug down carefully, feeling the words land like stones in my gut. We'd been together 5 years, ever since meeting at university where I was scraping by on loans and part-time bar work while studying architecture, and she was pursuing her degree in psychology, funded entirely by her family's successful property development firm. Her name was Lydia, mine's Ethan. I came from a council estate in Liverpool. Mum a nurse, Dad long gone after years of unsteady jobs. Lydia's world was private tutors, holidays in the Cotswolds, and expectations that she'd join the family business one day, AT first. None of that mattered. We bonded over late-night study sessions in the library, sharing cheap takeaways and dreams of designing sustainable homes together. She loved how grounded I was, how I fixed things around our flat with my own hands, how I never took anything for granted. But her parents never warmed to me. From the first tense Sunday roast at their sprawling house in Cheshire, the comments started. Her father, Mr. Hargreave, would question my career choice. "Architecture? Risky field, isn't it? No steady income like property." Her mother would smile tightly while pointing out how their friends' sons were already partners in firms, inheriting connections. And then there was Oliver, the son of their business partners, groomed from birth to be the perfect match. Same schools, same university circles, same vision of expanding the family empire. Lydia always swore he was just a friend. Someone pushed on her since childhood that I believed her because she chose me every day. Moving into our modest flat in the northern quarter, celebrating when I landed my first proper job at a small eco-design studio. Planning weekends exploring the Peak District, I worked endless hours to contribute equally, picking up freelance drafting gigs at night so we could save for a deposit on something of our own. When she decided to pursue a PhD, I supported her fully, covering more bills while she focused on research. There was that time her car broke down during a storm. I drove through the night to get her, fixed it in their driveway while her dad watched skeptically from the window. She hugged me afterwards, whispering that I was everything she needed. Yet the pressure built gradually. Family gatherings where Oliver would conveniently appear, charming everyone with stories of his latest development deals. Lydia's mum pulling her aside for chats that left her quiet and withdrawn for days. She'd come home repeating things like, "Oliver's launching that new residential project. Dad says it's brilliant." Or, "Mum thinks it'd be simpler if I was with someone who understands our lifestyle." I felt it eroding us, but I stayed patient, proving myself through actions rather than arguments. We got engaged after 4 years. A ring I designed myself and had crafted affordably through a contact from work. She cried when I proposed on a rainy hike in the lakes, saying yes with genuine joy. But her family's reaction was lukewarm at best. They insisted on contributing to the wedding only if it met their standards. Venue at a country manor, guest list including all their associates. Oliver was invited, naturally. The breaking point came one evening after I'd spent the day on site for a big project. I walked in exhausted but hopeful, carrying takeaway from our favorite Indian place. She was waiting in the living room, bags partially packed by the door. The atmosphere felt charged, like she'd been building courage all day. "Ethan," she started, standing with arms crossed, "we need to have a serious conversation." I dropped the food bags on the counter, heart already sinking. What's going on? I've been thinking about everything. My parents have made it clear. They'll cut me off completely if I marry you. No help with the PhD fees, no inheritance, nothing. And honestly, I can't keep fighting them forever. You're saying you'd choose their money over us? I kept my voice level, though confusion swirled inside. It's not just money. It's family. Peace. Oliver. They've always seen him as the right choice. He fits into their world perfectly. No awkward explanations at events. No tension at Christmas. Her expression wasn't tearful. It was resolute, almost relieved. I love you, but this constant conflict is draining me. With Oliver, everything would be smooth. Accepted. So all those times you said I was enough? She sighed, picking up a box. You are enough in many ways, but let's be realistic. Your studio job, it's noble but unstable. Oliver's already directing major projects. My parents adore him. I deserve a life without this strain. The words cut deep, reducing our shared history to inconvenience. I wanted to remind her of the nights I held her through anxiety attacks about her research, the way I'd rearranged my life for her comfort. But something in her tone, entitled, dismissive, stopped me. If that's truly what you want, I said quietly, then go. She blinked, clearly expecting more resistance. Just like that? No begging me to stay? Begging wouldn't change your mind, would it? You've already decided. She hesitated, then hardened. See, this is why. Oliver would fight harder. You're too accepting. I helped carry her boxes to the door without another word. She paused on the threshold. This is for the best. You'll find someone who fits your world better. The door closed behind her, leaving silence that echoed louder than any argument. I stood there for a long time, staring at the engagement ring she'd placed on the table. Confusion washed over me. Had our entire relationship been temporary for her? A detour from the path her parents mapped. That night, sleep evaded me. Her parents' manipulation replayed, the subtle undermining, turning her against everything we'd built. Why had I tolerated their disdain for so long, thinking endurance proved love? Morning came gray and empty. Instead of reaching out, I acted decisively. Blocked her number, removed her from social media, contacted our landlord about ending the tenancy early. Found a smaller studio flat nearer my workplace in the city center. Basic, but entirely mine. Work became my refuge. I accepted the overseas training opportunity I'd previously declined because it would have meant time away from her. Threw myself into designs, networked aggressively, started running along the canal paths each dawn. The early weeks were hardest alone at night, questioning my worth. Was I really inadequate because I hadn't been born into privilege? Memories surfaced of driving hours to attend her family functions where I sat politely through conversations about investments I couldn't relate to, while Oliver held court. I'd sacrificed my own family's limited time for that, believing it showed commitment. But gradually, perspective shifted. This wasn't about my shortcomings. It was their narrow worldview, and her willingness to conform. Months passed. I traveled to Copenhagen for a sustainable architecture conference, connected with professionals who valued ideas over pedigree. Started climbing on weekends with a new group, made friends who appreciated my dry humor and reliability. Dating remained casual, no rush, just enjoying independence. Secured a major project lead at work, bought a modest terraced house in Chorlton with a garden I could landscape myself. Clarity settled. I'd been faithful to someone who viewed me as temporary. Word filtered back through shared acquaintances about a year later. Lydia had married Oliver swiftly. A grand affair at a Lake District venue her parents funded entirely. Initially, it seemed perfect, but cracks appeared quickly. Oliver, secure in victory, abandoned pretense of ambition. Quit pursuing independent projects, expecting the family firm to hand him directorship. Instead of contributing, he spent lavishly. Designer clothes, luxury cars charged to company accounts, endless golf trips. Lydia, who'd chosen harmony, found herself managing his moods while defending him to her increasingly frustrated parents. Arguments erupted at family meetings. Oliver demanding more control, more funding for ideas that never materialized. Her PhD stalled as she handled household demands and smoothed over his entitlement. Friends drifted away, weary of the constant drama. She looked strained in photos that surfaced indirectly. The irony wasn't lost on those who knew our history. The perfect match revealed as spoiled and unproductive. Then the contact attempts began, around 18 months after our split. A message from an unfamiliar number. "Hey, it's Lydia. Been reminiscing about our canal walks. How've you been?" No response from me. Another week. "Life's complicated. Miss your steadiness. Coffee?" Ignored. A voicemail next. "Ethan, please. I made a terrible mistake. The pressure overwhelmed me. Oliver's nothing like I expected. He's lazy, demanding everything. Can we meet? I need to explain." Deleted without reply. Mutual friends became conduits. One texted, "Lydia's struggling badly. Says her parents pushed too far. She's sorry. Give her a chance." Replied simply, "Not interested." Another called, more insistent. "She's miserable, Ethan. Oliver treats her poorly. Expects her to handle everything while he does nothing. Her dad's regretting pushing Oliver. You're the reliable one she let go. That's not my concern anymore," I said firmly and ended the call. The boldest move came when she appeared at my office building. I was leaving for a site visit when I spotted her waiting near reception. Thinner, eyes puffy. "Ethan, 5 minutes, please." I stopped at a distance. "What are you doing here?" She stepped forward, voice trembling yet carrying familiar entitlement. "I messed up catastrophically. Oliver's useless. Won't work, spends recklessly, fights with Dad constantly. Mom can't stand him now. I thought it'd be peaceful, but it's constant turmoil. You were always so supportive, so solid. We could try again. I'd stand up to them properly this time." Her words rang hollow, blaming external pressure while revealing she'd sought my stability only after her choice soured. "You chose peace," I reminded her evenly. "You have it now. Don't be cruel," she snapped, anger flashing. "After everything we shared, you won't even hear me out?" There's nothing left to hear. I walked away, leaving her calling after me. Texts turned venomous. Accusations of coldness, predictions I'd end up alone. Then her mother phoned unexpectedly. "Ethan dear, it's Caroline Hargreave. It's been ages." I waited silently. "Lydia's told us everything. We were wrong to interfere so heavily. Oliver's proven disappointing. Draining resources, no initiative. We miss how grounded you kept things. Perhaps dinner? We could discuss making amends. The reversal might have amused me once." "Mrs. Hargreave," I replied calmly, "you got exactly what you pushed for. This isn't my family anymore." Before she could respond, I ended the call and blocked the number. The final contact came during a gathering at my new home, colleagues and climbing friends celebrating a successful project completion. Laughter filled the garden. I'd landscaped myself when my phone rang, her father this time. "Ethan," he began heavily, "we need to talk about Lydia. Oliver's behavior has become unsustainable." refuses responsibility, demands constant support. Our daughter's unhappy, we all are. You were always respectable, hardworking. How can we resolve this? Standing among people who'd become my chosen family, hearing joy inside, I felt complete detachment. Mr. Hargreave, I said steadily, the son-in-law you selected is your responsibility now. My life's moved forward. Please don't contact me again. I hung up, returned to the party, and raised a glass with friends who valued me genuinely. Peace settled deeply, no lingering hurt, no second thoughts. I've designed award-winning sustainable buildings, traveled for inspiration, built connections based on merit alone. My home reflects everything earned through effort, not expectation to anyone facing similar interference. Your worth isn't determined by others' approval. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. And sometimes, silence speaks loudest.